Hello everyone, this is Kyla here. I would like to discuss the 5 things I do to overcome disappointment and demotivation in art. Currently, I am feeling quite disappointed in my work, and I've had to struggle with being demotivated for seriously this past whole year. Ever since I finished my animation, it's been quite difficult for me to just get back on track, to keep drawing every day, in which I've never done actually. I've always took long breaks and pauses, and I'm trying to get back on track. But right now, my artwork's looking a bit, well, I'm just disappointed really. And I know I can do so much better. Like yesterday, I drew this. I'm actually very proud. And I was just kind of filling out this page, and I felt like everything was turning out fairly well. But today, everything's lacking detail, it's flat, no emotion. I don't want to draw today, and I don't care if you see this crap. Like, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. And so the number one thing you should do is embrace failure. It's very hard to do, and it's really hard to bounce back. I know that experience. I don't want to be there again. And so honestly, what I've said to myself is just keep drawing crap. Don't fight it. Just keep doing it. Not intentionally, of course, but if you feel like your work is bad, continue doing it anyway, because each crap drawing is one less crappy sketch you draw later on. And I really believe that's the truth. I don't think that masters automatically can create such intricate, detailed artwork just because they thought about it and only had 1 minute of art experience. No one starts that way. Not even the geniuses, in my opinion. So it's really about trying to acknowledge that you will have setbacks, you will have failures, but not getting hung up on them. And also think about it like with drawing bad sketches, that you're digging through the junk. And of course your junk's your bad sketches, but eventually after digging and digging, you finally end up finding the good stuff. You get the treasure. Or it's like you're eating your vegetables and to finally have that piece of steak. It's kind of like that, if you've ever experienced that. And secondly, when frustrated with a sketch, like this, if you're frustrated so much, then you should move on and keep drawing. Don't get hung up on this. You should learn from your mistakes, because mistakes are going to be left as mistakes if you don't learn from them. And you're just going to keep repeating this mistake of whatever you're doing. I don't know. But the quick way to improve is to realize your faults and change them. And then eventually you won't have those faults, because you'll be able to overcome them and figure out how exactly you're doing those faults, and then finally not doing them. And one of the things is that you also can pick out the things you like in your artwork as well, as a motivational thing. And that really helps with acknowledging the good you've done, because we focus so much on the negative. We remember all the things we've done wrong. We always ignore the things we've done right. And so acknowledge the things you've done right, and that will help you try to overcome this slope that you're in. Additionally, I actually like to compare myself to artists. Most artists' tips seem to say that you shouldn't compare yourself to artists, and I do agree to an extent, but in my way, I do like to compare myself to artists for their visuals, not necessarily for their technical application or their creativity and style, but simply how they use values, how they use colors, why exactly is a character in this position, in this pose? Is it to express something? I like to think of it as a learning opportunity by studying artist work, and it's not something to be discouraged about, because really you should learn. You should find this as an amazing opportunity to figure out how you can better improve yourself, and think of looking at artist work as improving yourself, not to think that, are you on this level or are you better than them? Are you one day going to get there? And, well, the road is hard, yes, but if you are dedicated to see this journey to the end, then I think that you will get there. And it's really all about the perspective, that how you see yourself, how you see others' work, how you process things. It's the perspective, and changing your perspective changes everything, I think, in art. It really does, or at least in my experience. I have had many experiences where just changing my perspective in art by looking at other artists' work have made me a more confident artist, even though I feel that I'm not the most amazing artist. I feel more confident. And fourthly, you should have standards and values. You should be critical and objective, but of course, don't beat yourself up for being perfect, because no one's perfect. You've probably heard this so many times, that you shouldn't beat yourself up. Don't think that you have to make this line perfectly like this. And it's the perfectionist's worst nightmare when things aren't exact. They're not right. And I am actually a perfectionist, but through trying to understand that being perfect doesn't lead you doesn't always lead you to be the best you can be, because you get stuck being a perfectionist sometimes. You focus on one thing so much, like this. If I was trying to be a perfectionist about this, then everything is off. The legs are too short. The head is big for the body. The shoulders are really stick thin. The knees, they are oddly inwards, especially here. And this no one stands really like this. Or I mean, they probably could, but yes. So it's about acknowledging the mistakes again, but trying to not exactly shrug off your mistakes, but to never get hung up on them either. And well, it's also not good to lower your standards by trying to not get hung up on your mistakes, but it's best if you keep acknowledging your mistakes, keep a mental note of them, but keep moving on. Just move on, but know your mistakes, because you have nothing to lose at all. You don't. You only have paper and time to lose. by drawing more. Really, that's all. And if you say you don't have the time, well, here is the last tip that will completely disregard the pressure of time, or at least it did for me, and that is to draw that day until you are proud. There is no set time you should draw. There is no amount of pages I need to fill. I don't need to fill 3 pages. I don't need to spend 4 hours on a drawing. That just puts unnecessary stress, I believe. Or even if you have to draw 10 minutes a day, that seems to put unnecessary stress on me for some reason. Because I still feel like if I don't draw every day, I'm a failure because I haven't been improving by not drawing every day, and that just makes me more demotivated and sad. And I can't feel proud about myself. I don't feel good at all, which is why you should always strive to feel proud of yourself. And that's why if you keep drawing this, like works that you don't like, then keep drawing and drawing until you are proud of your drawings that day. And it doesn't mean that you are drawing beautiful artwork with beautiful creativity and you're using all the artistic elements. That's not what I mean by you should be proud. I mean, take the little steps. If you learned something, if you learned a concept, you finally got, tonal values, well, the foreground should be lighter than a darker background to make something pop or whatever. And you successfully applied that. And that's amazing. Or you have clear line work or you manage to think of a really cool idea others haven't, even if it may not be the most beautifully executed. Well, who cares? Is anyone really going to see it in the end? No, it's just you. But you don't have to feel discouraged about it. Feel proud about the fact that you've learned something. You've created something no one else have. You've just grown, at least. Be proud for that fact. And well, for another minute, I'm going to draw something that I will be proud of. Taking these mistakes. For instance, I'll analyze this hair. I don't know. This chin, I don't know. These eyes, not expressive. This body is more proportionate, but these shoulders are too up. Usually shoulders have this kind of slopiness, especially for guys. Guys seem to have a really strong slopiness. And, of course, broad shoulders. And I also want to draw a character in action. I seem to be doing static poses, so I want to try to improve these. Okay. Here we go, in 1 more minute. Oh, see, what I like to do is, I like to kind of go slowly, before I I used to go pretty fast, I guess, when I draw, and that usually doesn't end up with good results. So it's also good to not just analyze your like the things, your technical skills, like how you execute things, but also your approach to things. That really helps you understand yourself as an artist and helps you think of better ways to approach your artwork so you have the most efficiency, because not everyone has similar approaches to learning. That can really mess with people if they try to copy another person's techniques thinking it'll work for them but eventually doesn't. That makes you feel like, oh, what am I doing wrong? I can't do this if I can't do it exactly as this person when they seem to do it so easily. It's not good to think this way, because everyone's different. And everyone also has their strengths and weaknesses. So think about your strengths. And honestly, if you feel like you don't have any strengths, then think about exactly what you feel like you want your strengths to be, and try to work on those. Okay, the perspective's a bit off. I believe this leg should have been more up here. I don't even know what this hand's doing. I need to work more on hands. What else? This butt is pretty big, but hey, whatever works, right? I feel like this neck is too long, but maybe females have this long a neck. Yes, this is a female. Perhaps that may not be clear because I don't know, but it is. And thank you.